Tonight, to be inducted into the Australian Survivor Hall of Fame is our second player from Season 1 of Australian Survivor, and by far one of the most memorable players to have ever worn an Australian Survivor buff, Katie Gold. Now, Katie was a force to be reckoned with from the very beginning of the season, forming a quick alliance with fellow Hall of Famer Rob, as well as working closely with other Tapara tribe members Shona and Sophie. Her calculating strategic mindset and strong physical presence made her a force throughout the first season of Australian Survivor, and her last episode breakdown and fight back has gone down as one of the most iconic moments in the history of the show. Katie lasted a total of 37 days in Whalers Way and finished the game in 4th. And when it came to the voting from both the fans and the expert panel, Katie fared very strongly, which helped her cement her spot in the inaugural Australian Survivor Hall of Fame. To accept her induction and to chat a little bit more about her time on Australian Survivor, I'm honoured to be joined by Katie Gold right now. First of all, Katie, many congratulations on your induction into the Hall of Fame.
Thank you very much, Ben. I am honoured, and I know that there are a lot of incredible Survivor contestants, and I'm really, really privileged to be in the Hall of Fame. It's a real thrill. Thank you.
19 years ago to the day, you were out there in Whalers Way right now filming your season, and now here you are being inducted into the Australian Survivor Hall of Fame. I mean, what does this mean to you, Katie, to think that that's a 19-year journey, that here you are today in the Hall of Fame?
Well, it's nice to be remembered, number one. And yeah, you know, when I think back, what was it like? It was probably day 5 or day 6 or
around then. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and the thing that struck me out there in the first few days, that we had to learn how to do Survivor, and we had to learn how to staff. So to think that, yeah, that was 19 years ago, and now it's Hall of Fame time, which is a great concept. Thank you very much. Yeah, I'm really happy. I'm happy to think back on it.
Do you remember that first day out in Whalers Way and what was going through your mind when you stepped off that bus?
Yeah, really vividly. What was going through my mind was, who are these people? I'm going to get them. I don't care who they are. I'm going to take them down. I was very a determined and aggressive young lady. So,
getting straight into the game mode.
Game mode straight away. Sussing them out, looking at their bodies, looking at their minds. And I was, analysing everyone as soon as I got off the bus.
And of course, you went into the game as a professional athlete, of course, too, Katie, which helped you a lot on the physical side of things. I mean, how much did that help you when it came to the physical demands of Survivor?
It helped me more than I can emphasize, because since a young girl, I had been trained to compete and trained to, the objective was to win. So I had learned how to have a single-minded focus about performing at the highest possible level to win. So coming in with this mindset for every challenge, for every conversation, for everything was really helpful.
Did you come out of Survivor feeling it was more of a physical or a mental game, if you had to kind of compare the two?
50-50. Yeah, I mean, others, Rob might say, 75-25. He thought a lot. He thought constantly. He I remember him telling me he couldn't sleep at night because he was engineering things in his mind. So, and I didn't think to that extent. I kind of went by instinct, I think, more than, and he played a highly involved game. Yeah.
When it comes to looking at your season, the very first season of Australian Survivor, and looking at it today to what we've got now with Channel 10, what would you say are the biggest differences from when you played 19 years ago to players who are going out there today and playing Survivor?
Okay, the first obvious difference is they get way more food. And the conditions seem a little less cold. So that's so, as if I don't think they're suffering as much as we suffered, and they are suffering, but I don't believe as much. The second thing is because they've I think series of Survivor had been shown before ours came on. So the world was still learning how to play, and the world was still, figuring out how to become sole survivor. So I think they have a lot more knowledge, and more players are more strategic than perhaps we were, because we are finding our feet.
Looking back on your time on the show, Katie, what was your best memory of the whole experience?
Oh, the first the first one that comes to mind was just a challenge I was particularly proud of, and I am proud to this day about this challenge that I did, carrying a chest underwater by myself. The other memorable thing was a whale coming to the set of Survivor and playing with us seemingly from the cliff. Yeah.
Yeah, beautiful moments, beautiful moments. As I said before, Katie, 19 years since you played the game. Can you give us a bit of an update onto what you've been up to? What are you up to now? What's the life of Katie Gold like in 2020?
Yeah, well, I suppose 2020, I'm living by the coast, and I've got a little baby girl, and I've got my own marketing consultancy. I'm looking to just adjust that slightly, especially with the current environment, and I'm actually, everybody's kind of pivoting and adjusting and adapting, and so on. So I'm gonna do the same. But so she's only very little. So
Ellery is her name.
Ellery.
Yes.
Yes, Ellery Elizabeth, and Elizabeth is after her grandmother, who's very spirited.
Fantastic.
Yeah, so that's what I'm doing at the moment.
Future Survivor player, can we say maybe one day she could join her mother in the Australian Survivor Hall of Fame?
Well, she's a very headstrong little girl already, so I wouldn't be surprised. And I think she's very athletic. She's constantly doing these vigorous exercises. She wants to do sit-ups all day. She's only 15 weeks old. It's unbelievable.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, we'll keep an eye out for a future Australian Survivor Hall of Famer. Katie, it's been an absolute pleasure with you today, and to induct you into the Australian Survivor Hall of Fame on behalf of everyone who has voted on the expert panel and the fans. We'd like to congratulate you. We do have an award. I can't obviously present this to you in person. This will come to you in the mail, so you can put this up high and mighty and show it off wherever you would like to. But again, on behalf of everyone at the Australian Survivor Hall of Fame, congratulations, and thank you for joining me today.
Thank you, Ben, and thank you to you and to everybody on the selection panel. I'm really grateful to be acknowledged. Thanks a lot.